What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. UFC 304 took place a couple hours ago. I already did my post-fight recap, but now it's time for the matchmaking side of things. I'll be talking about every single notable fighter on the card that got a decent win, or some of the notable losers on the card that are top ranked in their divisions, and I'll be matchmaking their next fights. So yeah, you guys let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with my selections for who these guys should fight next. You let me know yours in the comments. Like, subscribe, comment, follow my Instagram, Left Lane MMA, all that stuff. And yeah, let's get into the video. Right off the bat, Belal Muhammad versus Shavkat Rakhmonov is pretty clear. The next fight for the welterweight title. I know MMA Guru was saying make Belal wait, do Shavkat versus JDM in November. Fuck all that. That just gets rid of a fucking contender, and then one of them will win, and then one of them is going to have to get more wins. If you just make Shavkat versus Belal, and then Shavkat wins, which praise the Lord he does, then you can just give Jack a title shot straight after that, and you don't even have to... Like, my plan for welterweight is, like, do this, do Leon versus who I'm going to say in a bit, do... Jack just can wait and get a title shot if he needs to. Like, let's get some fucking title defenses going, title fights going at welterweight, bro. This is the welterweight landscape, bro. We've seen this title, August 2022, March 2023, December 2023, and now July 2024. Like, I'm not trying to wait until fucking March next year to see the welterweight title defended. Like, turn him around quick. It's Belal. We don't care about him. Put this fight in October. Do this on the Abu Dhabi card 3 months. It's literally like 3 months from today. That's fine. That's plenty of enough time. He'll be all right. I was expecting Dana to go to the press conference. Belal? Or what are we doing next for Belal? Shavkat. It's Shavkat. Abu Dhabi. We've already made that fight. It's done. It's signed. So yeah, good luck, Belal. Turn around quick, buddy. I don't care about the cutting your nose, kid. Just, you gotta fight. I can't force the guy to fight. If he doesn't want to fight, he doesn't want to fight. I've never had to tell Shavkat to take a fight. He's always down for anything. That kid's savage. Belal, he's turned down the fight. So I could so see Dana. I wish Dana had said that. That would have been very funny. Very on brand as well. But yeah, Shavkat versus Belal. As soon as that, like, if he gets... Honestly, if he hadn't got sliced open with the elbow at the end of the fifth, then he probably would have been able to, like, comfortably make that turnaround. He really didn't take a whole lot of damage. Like, Leon's only success in the fight was just back control in round 3, to be honest. Apart from that elbow. That cut might make things a bit difficult, you know, stitch that up, wait a couple weeks. But you can get back into things, bro. That's 12 weeks, 8-week training camp is fine. You take a month, get back into it, you'll be right. Do this as the co-main event to Makhachev Arman. I know they usually put the higher weight classes top billing, but, you know, I think you can let that take priority. If they want a main event with fucking Shavkat Belal, I mean, sure, works for me. But that'll be sick. Imagine two, like, highly, like high anticipation men's title fights on the Abu Dhabi card. That'd be nice. Like, that's what we want to see. So yeah, make this fight. Let's move on to the next matchup, though. The loser of the main event. Ian, bruv. Ian, are you cuck? Ian, are you a cuck, bruv? Belal Muhammad versus Ian Gary is the next fight to make, in my opinion. Ian Gary still needs to win another fight, or at least another fight to before getting a title shot. He's beaten Jeff Neal, Neil Magny, and MVP. Those are his ranked wins, so no one really, like, firmly inside the top 10. But he needs to fight Leon, I think, and I know that it would be not ideal to make them wait ages. Ideally, I would say you wait till the next time they go to the UK and do this as, like, a fight night main event. You could easily main event a fight night on this, or just put it as, like, the feature fight of a pay-per-view. But if they can't do it in the UK, if they just want to do it this year, put it on the December card with Connor. Hello? Yes, I heard yes. Alright, cool. That's a banger. Like, it's probably not the most entertaining fight, but in terms of, like, it's a good idea. Do this shit on the Connor card. I know they're still going to be paying Leon a bit, but he won't be getting pay-per-view points now, I'm pretty sure, because I don't think, unless you're, like, a mega star, I don't think you get pay-per-view points once you're not the champ. Ian's still on a pretty low contract. We saw that because when they showed the contracts when they fought in Anaheim, because Anaheim shows fighter pay. And, bro, Ian's on, like, 70 for 70 or some shit. Like, they're paying this guy fuck all. So, yeah, put this on the Connor card. It would draw a lot of interest. And, yeah, otherwise I would have said, like, Ian Gary versus Colby or something, and then do, like, Leon versus Della maybe. But, like, nah. I can just do this fight like December. I reckon Leon should be fine by then. He took some damage, but probably need to take some damage from that fucking face plant that he took from Bilal dumping him on the fucking canvas. But yeah, Leon should be fine to go in December. When's that? That'll be like 5 months. Not 5 months. Yeah, will it? 5 months. Yeah. August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, 5 months, a little bit less because it won't be quite at the end of December. But yeah, that'll be fine. Edwards versus Ian Gary. Because we know these two have beef. There's history here. They'd probably have some shit talk on the mic about the gym situation and stuff. Gary would probably sit quiet. Edwards would probably be bringing up stories about how members of Team Renegade would fuck Layla. So yeah, it would be great. It would be great stuff to hear. But anyway, let's move on to the next matchup. Tom Aspinall versus John Jones is what should happen, but what I think will end up being Aspinall's next fight is Cyril Gane, or at least the winner of Gane versus Volkov. So that's what I think will be his next fight, but obviously Jones is what should be his next fight. It's really unfortunate that we have to deal with, this guy should be next for the interim champion. You know, the current champion of the world should be fighting the interim champion. It's crazy that we have to be like, will that even happen? Probably not. Like, that's a ridiculous discussion that needs to be had. Because the reality is Jones is probably going to beat a 44-year-old fucking retired real estate agent firefighter, a 50-year-old retired skateboarder, and then he's going to just dip, and he's going to retire, and he's going to be like, I've done all I need to, I'm the GOAT of the sport, and then just dip before he faces a real challenge at heavyweight. But that's what should happen, we all agree with that, so don't come at me and be like, oh, you said Aspinall shouldn't fight Jones. No, he should fight Jones. But I'm being what this thing is based off is me trying to be correct in what the UFC is going to do next. Also me, an element of what I'm, like with the bigger fights, it's a lot of the time I'm going with what I think's going to happen, not what I think should happen. Like they're going to do Shavkat next, even though Shavkat like arguably hasn't really earned a title shot with wins over Jeff Neal and Wonderboy. Like that's not really enough for a title shot, but like that's what the UFC is going to do. And then the Leon versus Gary one, that's not super likely, but like this, Jones is not likely. Like if I had to pick which one's more, if you in the comments, let me know what's more likely to be Tom Aspinall's next opponent, John Jones or Cyril Gane? Because I guarantee you, if you're intelligent, you'll say Gane, because that's just what's going to happen. Gane's going to beat Volkov in October. 2 weeks later, Aspinall's going to weigh in as the backup for Jones versus Stipe. Hopefully nothing happens, because if it does, then Jones will straight up not accept it. That's the thing. Like, I understand the point of a backup, right? And it works for like everything else. But like, when you know Jones is not fighting Aspinall on a week's notice, because we saw that he wouldn't even fight Chael. He wouldn't even fucking fight Chael when Chael was like meant to step in. They full pushed that shit back, cancelled the event. First time in UFC history that had to happen. So Jones is clearly not taking that fight, and then Stipe is not fighting anyone but Jones. So like, I get the idea of having Aspinall as a backup, keep getting his face in front of cameras, keep making more people know who he is, but he's not going to be needed, because either there's an injury and then either one isn't going to fight Tom, or there's no injury, whatever. But yeah, just for the sake of it, he'll be backup fighter, but 2 weeks prior, Gane's going to fight Volkov. I think Gane's going to win, going to be similar, but a little bit less dominant than the first fight, and then I think they're going to do this fight in like March next year on a UK pay-per-view as the main event, because I think by that time Jones will probably have retired. Or if he's not retired by then and somehow he's still considered the undisputed champion, he'll probably be fighting Alex Pereira or some bullshit like that. But I assume what's going to happen, Jones beating Stipe, retiring, and then they're going to straight away do, Dana's going to go to the post-fight press conference if Jones retires in the cage and just be like, John Jones is the best ever. No, but then he'll probably be like, yeah, we're going to do Aspinall versus Gane, assuming that Gane beats Volkov. If it's Volkov, and obviously Volkov's already lost to Aspinall, bit questionable, but no, I think this is what's going to end up happening. Anyway, let's move on to the next fight. Next up, Curtis Blades. I'm going to say he should fight the winner of Marcin Tybura versus Sergey Spivak. He's a great fight. I'd love to fight him again. I think that's who Blades should fight next. Look, that's kind of the Blades cycle. Get to a number one contender fight, lose by TKO, fight a Can or a lower ranked guy, KO them, think you have power, fight another top level guy, try and strike with them, get finished. Like, that's the Blades cycle of violence, or just cycle of like inconsistency that we always get. he's consistently inconsistent. Like, that's Curtis Blades. You can rely on him every time to get a win with his wrestling, get his confidence back, strike with someone, KO them, think he's a striker, think he's a fucking glory kickboxer, strike with another person who's actually good instead of just a bum like Chris Dorcas, and then he gets finished. And then he goes back to wrestling. So, yeah, that's what Curtis Blades is going to do. That's why I thought he would try and wrestle against Almeida and then just get subbed. Because I'm like, oh, he just lost to Pavlovich by TKO. He's going to go straight back to wrestling mode. But no, he just got ragdolled and then got a fluky finish. But whatever, anyway. Spivak vs. Tabora. It's a pointless rematch that's somehow a main event 2 Saturdays from now, or 2 Sundays from now, wherever you're watching the UFC, on the 10th of August. And yeah, winner of that will, if it's Tabora, he will be on a 2-fight win streak. If it's Spivak, he will be on a 1-fight win streak. So yeah, we're dealing with big numbers here, boys. Lots of high-level stuff in the top 10 of the heavyweight division. But regardless, yeah, that's what we're looking at. Spivak, Tabora, winner, fights Blades, probably loses by TKO. Anyway, let's move on to the next matchup. Mate, I swear to fucking God, that Renato Moicano is fucking cooked, mate. I'm gonna fucking smoke him as well. You know that yourself, mate. Paddy Pimblett, I'm still working on the impression, bear with me. But Moicano, clear next fight, to be honest. Win or lose against BSD. If he wins, Moicano should arguably be getting like a top 10 guy. So maybe not with a win. I do think BSD is going to beat Moicano. I think he's going to finish him by a TKO. I know people think BSD is overrated for losing to Poirier. I still think that first round performance that he had against Poirier is like better, and like I take away more positives from that than Moicano getting dropped by Jalen Turner and then coming back to win because Turner's retarded and like beating Dober by decision. Like I'm still yet to be. I know we love Moicano. I'm a favorite. Like he's a fan favorite. I like him. I want him to win most of his fights. But I'm still yet to be impressed by like anything he's really done, to be honest. So that's my take, but whatever. Anyway, or done recently. Like he had some good wins back in the day, but yeah. Anyway, I think Moicano's going to lose to BSD, and then Paddy's not a crazy active fighter, so it's not like, oh, you're making him wait 2 months for then the winner of a fight or some shit. Like, Paddy's not going to fight this year regardless, I don't think. Maybe they put him on the Conor card. I actually don't think they would do that. It makes sense, and it's what they should do. They should do Paddy and Ian Gary on the Conor card. But they're not. They're not going to do that. Regardless, Paddy maybe gets one in by the end of the year. Probably not. He was a quick finish, so he didn't take damage like the Jared Gordon fight where he had to take a year off. But yeah, most likely we see this fight sometime. If that hypothesized Manchester or England March pay-per-view, which they do a lot of the time, they do an event in March in the UK. If that happens, Aspinall main event, Paddy versus Moicano, like feature fight, something else as the co-main would be pretty cool. Yeah, that's what you do. Let's move on, though, to the next fight. Gregory Rodriguez got the win against CLD. I think he should fight Chris Curtis next. Curtis recovering from injury. He said he's coming back soon. Maybe he already has fight news, so maybe I'm I'm doing something dumb here. I was going to say prematurely booking, but maybe like late booking if Curtis does have a fight booked. But if not, this is a cool fight. I think Robocop arguably deserves a top 15 guy. I know he did lose to, what's his name? Fucking Brazilian dude, Ferreira. The big slugger, big meaty hooks himself. Literally the inventor of big meaty hooks. He lost to him, but since then, beat Tallulah, beat Tavares, beat CLD. 3-fight win streak. 2 of those by TKO, KO. 1 of them by decision, dominant decision. He's looking good, Robocop. And it's not like, oh, he's on a crazy run, deserve top 15 guy. It's more like Curtis, yeah, he's ranked number 15, but no one's like, oh, that's such a big jump up. Like, Curtis fought Marc-Andre Barriot when Barriot was coming off like 2 wins or some shit. Like, you don't need to be like a crazy good fighter to get a Chris Curtis matchup. So I think this would be a good fight. Just chuck it on some fight night card, pay-per-view prelims maybe, would be pretty solid. Fight night, either fight night main card, pay-per-view prelims, sometime late this year, early next year probably. Anyway, let's move on to the next fight. Arnold Allen versus Josh Emmett is perfect as the next fight to make for Arnold Allen. In my opinion, he doesn't deserve a massive jump up. You know, you beat Giga. That's kind of the cycle of Arnold Allen. Like he lost the last 2, beats Giga. You can't give him a big jump up again. But you don't give him some big step down to fight another up-and-comer. Like, you're not trying to make this dude fight fucking Gene Silva or some shit. I'm not going to include him in the video, but I think Giga Chikadze should arguably fight Gene Silva. That's a cool fight. But Arnold Allen versus Josh Emmett, they're right next to each other in the rankings. I don't mind like an Aljo fight if he loses to Movzar. But even then, that would be giving Aljo a step up still. But yeah, someone like that, somewhere around his ranking. He's already fought Cater. He's already fought Movzar. He's already fought Giga now. So, like, there's not a whole lot of guys for him to fight. Because I don't think he deserves a top 5 guy after that. It was a good win, but not like a just smoked Giga in the first round. So yeah, do him versus Josh Emmett. I don't think Emmett's booked. I don't think he's got a fight in the works. I think he might have injured himself, probably from how hard he punched Bryce Mitchell in the face. But yeah, if they can do this fight, definitely make it happen. Let's move on though to the next matchup. Nathaniel Wood versus Nate Land. Where is my next choice for Nathaniel Wood? Arguably shouldn't be in this video. There's other guys that got finishes that I didn't include. But I put Nathaniel Wood in here just because I was like looking down the featherweight rankings and I'm like, yeah, Nate Land, that's a banger. So yeah, make this fight. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, now I know Muhammad Mokaev apparently got cut by Dana White and sent to PFL, which I just think is very amusing, very funny, based from Dana White. But if somehow Mokaev's manager pulls off some fucking magic trick out of the hat and convinces the UFC to sign him again, Amir Albazi is the fight to make if he does stay in the UFC. If not, also I just included him because, like, would you rather hear me talk about Muhammad Mokaev and laugh about him getting cut whilst also giving him a potential matchup? Or would you rather me fucking give a fight to, like, Modestas Bukauskas? Like, cool, he can fight fucking Darwoon Jung or some bullshit like that. Like, who cares? Give him Bogdan Gushkov. Nah. But, yeah, like, I don't know. I wanted to talk about Mokaev still because I think it's just funny. If he does get kept around, doesn't really seem likely at this point. Seems like Dana White was just like, fuck you. But maybe that's like a spontaneous Dana just getting angry. But it seems like he also said the matchmakers don't like him either. So maybe Mokaev's cut, maybe he's gone for good. But if he's not, Albazi is the perfect fight. These two also don't like each other. So maybe the UFC just needs to stop booking Mokaev in fights where he doesn't like his opposition because he just does dumb shit. He's going to try and take another photo with Albazi for the Muslim community and then punch him in the face. Like, what the fuck? He threw more strikes in the fucking fight outside of the cage than when he was actually in the cage. Anyway, this is the fight to make if he does stick around. If not, have fun in PFL, buddy. You can go up to bantamweight because those fuckheads don't even have a flyweight division. Yeah, it's tough for Mokaev. Just put a laughing emoji in the comments if you got this far in the video. Just a laughing emoji. Doesn't even need to have anything after it. Just put a laughing emoji. And I'll know that you reached this point in the video. Anyway, let's move on to the next fight. Mokaev to PFL. So funny. Let's move on. Manel Kape. Look, I know I just said stop booking Mokaev in fights where he hates his opponent. Well, Kape's had some things to say about Alex Perez. You know, I recall him calling his DNA an abomination. So Perez, you know, I wouldn't let that slide, little bro. You gotta do something about that. You know, Mokaev said I wasn't gonna be like Perez, let myself get bullied. So yeah, don't let him bully your son. And Perez, you gotta take this fight. Honestly, it's a good fight. Like, Perez lost his last fight to Tatsuro Taira, which was a fight down in the rankings, but that was like a prospect. He was favoured to lose that fight. And also Kape didn't have a terrible loss. Also, Perez injury. And I was thinking, I'm like, oh, no, Perez is going to be out for Yonks. I can't book him versus anyone. But I'm just like, oh, Kape broke his toe. So, yeah, obviously, a torn ligament is worse than a broken toe. But Kape's never been active anyway. So, I think we see this fight, like, late first quarter of next year. To be honest, I doubt we see Kape back this year. Definitely ain't seeing Perez back this year. So, yeah, I think we can expect this fight in, like, March or April next year. I know that's booking a long time ahead. It's like 8 months or whatever. But I do think this is, like, that's usually this, like, Kape fought in September and then he fights in July. Like, he's fighting once every 10 months. So, yeah, and Perez has never been that crazy active regardless. Well, he did, to be fair, he fought Mokaev, Nicolau, and Perez in the space of, like, 4 months. What was it? Mokaev, Nicolau, and Taira, in the space of, like, 4 months. So, yeah, maybe Perez gets back in there, but I doubt it. He's injured. So, yeah, make this fight next year. Let's move on, though, to the next fight. Next up, I forgot. I sent them both at the same time. I forgot to change the slide before putting the next one on. Whatever. Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters, and then Mick Parkin versus Rodrigo Nascimento. Those are the last two. Sam Patterson, the reason I just chose Trey Waters is because I looked down the rankings and I was just like, what would be a really goofy looking fight? Trey Waters, real lanky, tall dude, arguably won a robbery decision. He got a robbery decision in his last fight. Arguable robbery. And then Mick Parkin, the GOAT, getting finishes. Top 15 opponent, honestly, yeah, he's on like a 4-fight win streak. I think he beat Pogues, Usman, Machado, and now this dude, Breshki. Give him a ranked opponent. Nascimento just lost to Derek Lewis, just got finished. So yeah, he's a bum, he's a victim, and he will not stand a chance against the pure lard strength of Mick Parkin. But that is the video done, guys. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, follow my Instagram, Left Lane MMA. Yeah, if you do agree with my picks, let me know yours in the comments, whatever. Also, go follow my clip channel, Right Lane MMA. He's the GOAT. But yeah, peace out, boys. See ya.